Imagine 12 billion people who are not registered as voters.
Wow.
That's a high number. When IBC was planning to register people, they were targeting 6 point something million. Kenya is a funny country.
Kenya, we are very...
You realize someone who was died there, Kuraki may count. We, the people of Kenya, acknowledge the supremacy of the Almighty God of all creation. Ai, noma, ni mbaya. We can't just come and say, hey, a pastor is qualified to be the president. A pastor is qualified for governor. No. An MP used 600 million to be an MP. Ukihesabu salary ya MP till tufanye election nyingine hata ikaribi 600 million.
Lazima arudishe pesa yake.
Lazima arudishe pesa yake. Unafikia nini inaenda kwa hapo? Ni mbaya. Ni mbaya jo. Au sasa ndio kuiba ndio upate pesa.
Please let us not be used to incite violence.
True.
We should be spreading peace.
Yeah.
Can you represent us? If there is a conference, can you stand up and talk about Kenya? Can you stand up and talk about Nairobi? Can you stand up and talk about your people and fight for them? Hi guys, how you doing? This is Kimberly. Let me don't concert manze. Nyuma ya camera, my guys, so don't mind me. I'm just going to be so real with you guys. This is Ekklesia. Welcome to Ekklesia. And Ekklesia is all about mindset, culture, and leadership. So today, welcome on set. Together with me, I have...
Yeah, my name is Samuel Mwangi, and I'm a leader, strategist, and a speaker on matters leadership. And welcome to Ekklesia, Kenya.
Yeah, so today we're talking about... There's a big elephant in the room, and the name of the elephant is called the next 15 months. The next 15 months to what? The next 15 months to elections. Yes, and we just need to be ready, because if you wait for maybe 1 month to elections, I feel like that will be so late, and it's better to start early, because is there any better time to start? No. So with me, I have a few things that I would want us to discuss about.
Yeah.
To start with, I'll start with what is currently trending in our country, and that is voter registration.
Yes.
There's this slogan, rather hashtag yenye imekuwa ikitrend, tuko kadi.
Yeah. Jewe uko kadi.
Exactly. Jewe uko kadi, mimi niko kadi, uko kadi.
Mbaja.
Atu mko nyuma mko kadi. Wako kadi, everyone.
Shout.
Yeah, so that is what I want us to talk about.
Yes.
About going to take your voter registration, apart from us just making noise online. So what is the most key thing that as a person you should check ukienda could take your voter's card?
What they should check?
Yes, like I've seen some videos that wakisema it's okay, you can go and register, but go back and check kwa the portal if you are kama umekuwa kwa system. Unaona venye unaweza join an organization ama utume your CV somewhere, and then yes imefika, but the HR hajaifungua na hajaangalia the papers. So there is that important step yenye mtu anafaa kuangalia. So what would you tell the people, because maybe wakisikia kutoka kwako they will follow.
All right, thank you Kimberly for that question. All right, so I'm so excited by the about Niko Kadi initiative. We didn't see it coming, manze. I'm so excited. I was looking for something that would persuade the young people to just register as votes. Imagine 12 billion people who are not registered as voters.
Wow.
That's a high number. In fact, do you know, like when IBC was planning to register people, they were targeting 6 point something million. But now the initiative Niko Kadi I am sure the way the young people are excited about registering, because me, I was already registered, of course, but I went to change my voting place. No, yes. So, and manze, young people are like this. There were so many manze. In fact, nilienda hapo ma around 4. Imagine watu walikuwa wanaambiwa manze, msiingie sasa, ni kesho kujeni kesho juu already line imejaa na masaa ya working hours imeisha. So that's how much people are excited to register. So I'd like to the way you have said, we should follow up, make sure tumeingia kwa portal ya ABC to ensure that we are registered. Okay, so let every young person register, man. Let's register. We need to do something. By this, people have put so much hope in the Gen Zs right now. If you notice, even our parents are saying Gen Z ndo the change. The moment we came and demonstrated and we pulled so much attention all over the world, that was a global attention. Unajua unasikianga Kenya ikitwa wanaitanga sisi ndo mother ya Africa. See, we are the one who set the trend, I have some few Congo friends who are saying, sijui nini, nothing will change, African leaders are like this. And that's why we are saying as Ekklesia, that one of the things that we need to change is mindset. Once the mindset is changed, the culture will automatically be a byproduct of the mindset that we have. So as the young people, we should have this mindset that we are able to change the political culture of our nation. We're able to bring a new change. We're able to, I was thinking about the previous election. The president won it by, I think, was it 5.4? Can we check? Let me see how by what, because do you know votes za Gen Z peke yake zinatosha to put a new president? Do you know that?
True, one thing I've really loved about the Gen Z ni leo tutalala, we don't feel like doing something, and then tomorrow tunamka sisi wote tunaamua tunaamua twende to vote, because it's been long. Like last year mzima hakuna Gen Z alikuwa interested in taking a voters card. Yes. And then all of a sudden tunaamua tunakumbuka kuna watu wanga wakiregister watu, why don't we go and visit them? Na tunaifanya inakuwa whole hashtag, and we can see what the hashtag is doing. That is one thing I love about us. We sometimes we can wait, but this time tulingoja kuchoka, tukamwatoto tujifanyie hii campaign si wenyewe, because nikiangalia the past years IBC wakifanya the registration of voters, there used to be adverts kwa TV. Unakumbusha every time after news to adverts tunakujanga hapo after news. Unaona advert imekuja IBC, or go and take your voters card, and they also tell you the importance of having your voters card. Let's say that thing has not been there until sasa maybe due to the Gen Zs wamke wao wenyewe twende kwa the stations, we take the cards. And tukiendelea hivi naona pia the civic education ni kama tutajifunza. I hope there will be change.
Tutafunzana by the way. When let's knowledge tunashare. Because we have seen some government entities failing into doing some things, and one of the things that Gen Zs have decided, they educate one another. This guy Nito Mungai is always educating the young people about the constitution. I hope you have seen him.
Mwenye ako in charge of having the constitution kwa kitabu. I know him. I also want to get one. I want to get one.
That's a good guy, man. I love him. So this guy won, the current president won. He got 7.1 million voters.
Wow.
Right? So let's say, for example, I am sure this was 50.4% of the voters that voted, not like the total voters, because ingekuwa tungeiweka in terms of percentage ya total voters haingefika 50. So alipata 50.4% of the people that voted, right? So if Gen Z's vote, all of them vote, they vote for one person, that person will get 12 million voters.
That's good. That's a good margin.
Votes.
That's a good margin.
Imagine. So this means that Gen Z's they can be able to bring a leader for themselves. I had my someone I love very much saying that there's a way they say at SG when you have you're the president, you also need to have the highest number of MPs in the parliament for you to be able to run effectively. Do you know, even if they decide they to go to parliament and sabotage him, as long as the president is with the people, everything can pass. Because if an MP refuses a certain project, and the people will go and ask him, you guy, why are you refusing this project? This project is good for us. Najua kuna vile, have you ever noticed leaders, they sabotage a good project just because they don't agree with that person? This is something that needs to change. Imagine because I'm not in the government, I'm in the opposition. A good project is brought and I refuse it. You see, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. So on that matter, to conclude your matter ya registration, wase wa register and wase wa prepare to vote for the best leader. So it's time now to tutaongelea hii story, but it's time now to look at the qualities of the leader, so that after registering we get to vote for the best guy.
Exactly. Now, just as you have mentioned about the qualities of the leader, sasa twende into the civic education. Nime notice as us, let's say as us Gen Zs, we are new to these things.
Yeah.
But from me, I've gotten the opportunity to participate in nominations and also elections. But I'm not that old. Nionye tu nilikimbia kuchukua kadi yangu by, I don't know, was it 2021? Nilikuwa already na kadi. Anyway, so it was new to me pia.
But you've never voted?
I have voted.
You've already voted?
Yes. I have nominated, I have participated in nominations, elections, and voting. I have overseen the way they are given their certificates so that they can now continue with the campaigns. It's beautiful. It's just nice. People need to experience these things. Pia the campaigns, you need to experience them so that you know nini uendelea kwa ground. Anyway. So what was I saying?
Qualities of a leader?
Yes, qualities of a leader. Hapo hivyo kwa civic education, that it was new to me. Time ya nominations. We were supposed to vote. Tunaona tu IBC hapo. And then there were some boxes. And then I don't know whether I'm supposed to tick inside or outside. To make it worse, I didn't even know the names of the people. Weird.
Yeah.
So I think it's up to us, up to the leaders also. Just when you wanataka kuwa voted for, kukam kwetu. Sana sahi venye sasa after the registration, they need to check the register, watoe watu wenye wamekufa. Otherwise, it's not gonna be good.
Kenya is a funny country.
Kenya, we are very...
You realize someone who was died, kuraki imecount.
Sindio, unapata mtoto labda alikufanga kitambo. Kama bado assets za watu wenye walikufa bado zinafightiwa mpaka wa leo.
But do they make a good follow-up to do? After umse ame-pass, do they consider to remove them from the list?
So, hapo Kenya naweza sema ni...
How do they
makosa ni yetu.
Yeah.
Because someone will die in the family and fine, tutamzika, we have the death certificate. Ama saa zingine we don't even go forward to get the death certificate. So, makosa ni yetu, juu sisi ndo tunafaa, tukisha go after the death certificate, now it will also go to them that this person has died. Otherwise, if angalia, the people who just die, kuna watu wengine wenye who kufa kwa accidents, some of them hata family zao hawaendangi the death certificate, which is key. The death certificate is key. Hiyo ndio pia inasaidianga the government kujua kama mtu bado yuko kwa system ama hayuko. I think that is what needs to happen. Kama uko na death certificate, kindly na unajua haijaangaliwa vizuri, you can just go and make sure it's uploaded vizuri kwa the systems of the government, so that when it comes to checking the register, watatoa watu wenye wako dead. Yeah. Anyway, apart from that, I don't like talking about death so much.
It's a painful thing. Yes. No one wants to talk about it. No one.
So, we're talking about civic education. Hizi vitu ziko online. We might wait for quite some time before tupate watu wenye watatufunza the civic educations, which can be done by our MCAs and our MPs, our chiefs kwa area zetu. Do you think it's also up to us as the Gen Zs to also teach each other the same way we did with the the budget last year.
So for me, I believe it's always a collective responsibility. Kuna responsibility ya kila institution, and it's good that we actually partner to make sure this information reaches people. Ni kama vile tu mi anytime I always love using the Bible. You know, the Bible, there's a place that talks about the body of Christ. When you talk about the body, there's the hand, the mouth, the eyes, the head, and the feet, and all these things. So we are like a body. We need, unless we all collaborate. Gen Zs, they will take their part. IBC to do its part. Every leader to do their part, so that we make sure this information reaches everyone. But for us Gen Zs, unajua sisi we are in the digital era. So our ways of educating one another is through the digital platforms. So for us, we will maximize on it. The way we see, like time ile demonstration when we were about the bill, the finance bill. That time people were educated through small posters. People could create a poster and it has the details of why we are doing these things. So the same way we should be able to use those platforms, our Twitter accounts, our TikTok accounts, to make sure we educate one another on how we are supposed to approach this matter of 2027 and the election and the whole matter. So it's good that we share those things, and it's also good for us to be able to read the Constitution. Me, I downloaded mine and I started reading.
Wow.
In fact, one of the things that actually I loved about the Constitution, I must read. The one thing hapo tu mwanzo nikasema one thing that is motivating me to read the Constitution, let me read for you right now. You will love it. Whatever I'm about to show you, even you will love it. You will love it. So imagine hapo Constitution mwanzo, you need to download it by the unaenda kwa the laws of Kenya. If you just search the word laws of Kenya, ukisearch tu utaona mahali imeandikwa Constitution of Kenya. If you click it, you can download. So hapo mwanzo ya Constitution, do what it says. You know, you're not expecting, you don't know even what I'm trying to say. So uko hivi kwa kino shindo msenda kusema. So hapo mwanzo inaanza ikisema preamble, then inaandika we the people of Kenya, alafu kuna word acknowledging the supremacy of the Almighty God of all creation. Noma, ni mbaya. As niliona tu hivyo manze nikasema wow. Yani our Constitution of Kenya acknowledges the supremacy of the Almighty God. Imagine if we all focus on that only. Do you know following the Constitution, it becomes easy, because we all know the standard God has put for justice because for a nation to be at peace, justice must prevail. If you want a peaceful nation, just make sure there's justice. But you don't need to do a lot of things. You do a lot of peace campaigns, because if I'm imagine coming to ask people, guys, be peaceful, but there's so much injustice. How can that place be peaceful? So if you want peace in another certain area, you don't have to preach peace. All you need to do is to ensure there's justice. Now God, the Bible has been very clear. In fact, it even says God is just, and we are supposed to emulate that God. Now when we come back to Gen Z
and the education,
civic education, so it's good that you actually read the Constitution. You don't have to buy the physical copy, but you can actually download we are in the digital area, so download ukwe for one of your documents so that you can be able to read. So there's also personal initiatives. Ensure you get this, apart from if the ABC are not able to reach you, because they might not reach everybody. The people that be reached by them, this one is the closest to your hand. Make sure you read the Constitution, know your rights, know how these things go, and also read the qualification of those people that are supposed to enter into leadership. All right, so that even if you want to vie, you will know whether kama nataka kuvai niko qualified for MCA ama niko qualified for MP. I think we need to talk about that next time, because I don't know. I know some people don't know that the qualification. You don't know whether you're supposed to have a degree to vie for MP, or you just need a certificate to a Form 4 certificate to run for MCA. We need to also put that information outside there. Maybe kuna wase msel toka Form 4 last year sama me I want to become an MP, and maybe ajui amejilimit because ana lack your knowledge. So civic education is a collective responsibility. Kila mtu take part yake.
Yes. And about civic education and about reading the constitution. I think that is another part. As the citizens of our country, we have failed
big time.
Yeah, sisi wenye tulisoma history, we are quite lucky. We know some part of it. What the age that is needed for you to be a president, what it takes for someone to be called off, or rather to be what will I say, for lack of a better word, I'll say called off, mainly in parliament, how you can bring down a president in the parliament or any other person. There is the threshold that needs to be met. If it's not met, then haiwezi happen. So that is something we need to understand also. So nimeangalia some areas in our country, unaona some people are struggling, they are suffering, yet they have an MCA, then they have an MP, but just because they do not know their rights, or rather they don't know what the constitution says about that issue, they don't know how to address it. Mtu atakuja kwa kamera, kwa news, aseme, serikali saidia. Yet there is a way you're supposed to handle that matter according to the constitution.
Yeah.
And I know that people might start saying that, the constitution does not really matter, it's not followed, but that is ignorance. If 100 people have such a mentality, then we are failing as a nation. But if 100 people have such mentality, then I believe it will be easier for the constitution to be implemented in our country, or rather executed in our country. Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Because when you see something going wrong, you shouldn't accept it. That's why many people go wrong. When you see something is going wrong, you champion for change. Because people, I think in Kenya we have normalized that. The constitution is not followed. When it's not followed, say this should not be the matter. We need to follow the constitution or change the people who are not following the constitution. Yeah.
I've actually remembered something. Alafu imepotea. Maybe nitakumbuka huko mbele.
It'll come through.
Yeah, it's still on the same issue of knowing the constitution. Hopefully itakuja.
It'll come.
Yeah, so apart from the civic education, now let's say tumefunzwa, we've been told this is what's supposed to go on, the constitution is saying this, you need to do this and that. Now there's this other part of the leaders now. The leaders will come to us, tutuambia nitawachingia mabarabara, gas itakuwa cheap, nyumba tutawajengea, drainages tutatengeneza, Nairobi haitakuwa sink hapo anymore.
Haitakuwa na dimples.
Nilikaa hivi siku moja, let me just go out of topic kidogo. Nilikaa hivi siku moja and I was remembering time ya tukikauntiwa Kenyans.
Yes.
And then the person who was doing it akakuja kwetu and then was asking us, do you have a boat? I was like, a boat in Nairobi akufanya nini? I have seen where alikuwa anatuuliza kama tuko na boat. We need one.
Ukisikia mvua inanyesha.
Kwa tunauliza mko na boat Nairobi. Yani nini swali watu huko Mombasa, huko Kisumu, huko places wako na some water bodies. Sasa huko until juzi naona news naona kumbe Nairobi is a place where rivers used to pitia.
Have you seen those cars that they are both a boat and a car?
Yeah.
I think we need to buy those ones in Kenya.
Ama the ones zenye wheels ziko na more buoyancy.
Manze ukisikia kukiharibika manze ina float.
Yes. So let's go back to topic. So ilikuwa news about the leaders now. So the leaders will come to us. Of course, they will give us money, a lot of money. Tutapewa unga, mchele, rice, blanketi, kofia, name it all. But now it's good. Hakuna shida we jibambe. Sasa how as a Gen Zs, what threshold are we using to choose a leader when we will not fall into the same barabara yenye tuko sai?
Yeah. Me, I'm a strong believer, and I've come to realize that the scripture or the Bible give us this criteria, right? And this is the criteria that for me, because I have to talk from a personal level. Me, I used to select my leaders. I'm already selecting them. I've already settled with some, All right. So, do you know in Exodus 18, 12, 21, it was already given how we are supposed to select leaders. So it starts like this: but select capable men from all the people. So first is the word capable. When you talk about capable, there's in terms of skills, in terms of knowledge. All right, there are people who they have vast knowledge in something. Right. So if you check, I mentioned last time in the previous video, when we see a company selecting a CEO, they look at the capacity of this person. They will look at the ability, the skills. What is your idea of managing this company? You have seen companies being managed successfully, like Safaricom has been managed successfully. You know the process of selecting CEO of Safaricom, what it takes, my friend. You have to be very informed. You have to carry knowledge, my friend, and you need to carry a mindset of change, and a mind that can be able even to adapt to changes, and even competition. That is the first one. Capable, skilled. That is the first qualification. The second one is men who fear God. That's the second one. Imagine, have you noticed the men who fear God has come second, not the first, because there are men who fear God, but they don't have the capacity, they don't have the skills. So we don't just we can't just come and say, hey, a pastor is qualified to be the president, a pastor is qualified for governor. No, are you skilled? So the first one is have the skills, be capable. The second one, have the fear of God. The third one, all right, is trustworthy men who can be trusted with our resources, right? Because when you become an MP or you become the president of this nation, there's so much money that goes in your hand. Yes. You're in charge of giving tenders. If someone who cannot be trusted, these are the kind of people that they wakikupea tender 500 million and you 350 million yao, hata pesa inatengeneza project ni kidogo hata kuliko any pesa inda kwa mfuko wako ni mingi kuliko ya project. These are people that cannot be trusted because they love bribe and all these things. Then those untrustworthy men, they are people who love dishonest gain. So such kind of people, and we have seen a lot of let me just not use that word. We have seen a lot of people in Kenya who are manzia also kona tumbo kubwa ben. Do you know, even now, me, I've never understood how Kimberly, sai tuseme nikupatie gari, nikupatie security, ukitaka kutravel ni mimi nalipa, ukitaka kwenda anywhere I will pay. Your children, we can even cater for them and give them security, everything they need, like you and your whole family is catered for. Why do you steal from me again? Why steal from me when I've given you everything? It doesn't make sense. So that's what happens in this nation. You have everything. Ukitaka chopa ndio, ukitaka gari na escort ndio, ukitaka security ndio, ukitaka where do you want to travel ndio. Why do you steal?
Greed.
Manzi, greed. So people who are greedy, this time round we have to take them out. There's something about Apple history ya kuchagua leaders. I like us to be very cautious with someone who just comes to us and say, oh, I'll build you roads and all these things, or promises. Most of these promises that our leaders give us, they are manipulation. They are manipulative statements. If you check, unakuja unaniambia ndaundia barabara, umesawadi pesa ni yetu kwani unatengeneza pesa yako. So these people should understand that the leader that we put there is our responsibility. So because it's our responsibility, we don't vote you because you came and gave promises. No. In fact, I don't think we want leaders who have come. I don't think this time around we want leaders who have presented themselves. We want leaders that we have suggested. So you can be within our environment, then we spot your capabilities, we spot your fear of God, we spot how trustworthy you've been in certain companies, then we suggest to you. We request you to be one of our leaders, to request you to come to the ballot to be voted for as a governor. We are the ones who are suggesting. Wasiwa kujileta mbele hapana. I don't think it's a good idea. The leaders that we should have are the leaders that we this is us as the young people. We have seen someone among us and we selected him. No, we select them. We say this person can be able to change this nation. We select them, we pick them up, and we because our say wote wenye wamejileta wengi wanaletwa na tamaa. Unaona? So when tukati tumejichagulia umse hata kwa plan kuiba, ako plan kwa part of government, but amesuggestiwa, all right? And then after we have voted you in, we are the ones who hold you accountable. You know, we don't, you know, hawa say wamekuja, watu wengi wamekuja na promises, you know, so they come and give you promises, and as they are giving you promises, they're also giving you money. Then after they have entered into those positions, now because they gave us money, we start stealing that money to get their money back. You can't say I had a politician. There's an election that was carried. It happened a few months ago. An MP used 600 million to be an MP. Ukihesabu salary ya MP till tufanye election nyingine hata ikaribi 600 million.
Lazima arudishe pesa yake.
Wewe unafikia nini inaenda ku happen? Ni mbaya jo. Also enda kuiba ndo upate pesa. So another thing we're supposed to ensure that it happens, we don't allow MPs to give us money. Anyone that gives you money is a red flag. Huyo kura kwake kabisa. So wale hakuna pesa yako unafaa utumie. In fact unafaa utumie pesa yetu ku make sure unafanya any campaign. In fact tunaweza consider tuna organize a forum, then you guys come and talk to us. Because if these guys organize forums, if they use their money, they will come to recover it. You know? So that's something that we're supposed to put to an end.
But now my question is, you want to become a leader, yet you don't want to invest in it. Because right now there's a leader mwenye anataka tumchangie, ndio we fund the campaigns and everything. But that's a hard thing for Kenyans. And what I will say ni makosa ni yetu, because in Kenya it became a tradition. It's culture. For mtu akifanya campaign lazima atupe pesa. Kama utupei pesa hatukuji na hatukuchagui. And the other thing is, kuna last elections kuna mtu alikuwa anapeana pesa mzuri sana. Mimi nilikuwa kwa campaign, sitadanganya. Na mtu alikuwa analipa vizuri. But unfortunately hatukumvotia. Some other place tu Kenya. But si Nairobi. Unfortunately hatukumchoose. So sometimes as a leader utakuja utupe do, fine. I don't think kuna mtu anaweza kataa pesa. Utaichukua. The funny thing about that money, inakanga easy come easy go. As soon as umeipata, kifikisha kesho, you're a good manager. Sijui hiyo pesa tu isha haraka. I never understand how. But one thing I know about Kenyans, it's very hard for us kukupea do ufanye nayo campaign. As a leader, just invest in it. Do we owe you that? Are we not voting for you? We don't owe you anything until now you have to pay yourself back. If you are starting a company and if you're starting a company, so unge katu hiyo time yote ungoje pesa irudi. Then kama unataka
you guys need to support the person.
I know.
You know why?
But
because if this guy uses his money,
it's not easy.
If this person uses his money, you guys he has to recover it.
Yes, was he not prepared for it?
You know,
as a leader,
it's too costly to do a campaign in Kenya.
Okay.
So if I have to go back to my pocket, then I there's no need for me to vote for the position, because I can never get my money back. Then
leave it. That's simple.
All right. So what about those ones that will come and so you guys want leaders that will come use their money and never get it back?
Why do you? Mbona unataka kukuja kwa hiyo seat if you don't want to invest in it? Why am I the one? Mimi nikupe pesa uingie job aje. Ukienda interview sasa utapewa pesa ndio ingie job.
Hawezi pewa.
Exactly.
Hawezi pewa pesa na wewe pia ufai kupeana pesa.
Bas, iko hivyo, iko win-win situation. Juu nimesema makosa ni yetu as Kenyans. Tumezoea for us to choose you, for us to listen to you, lazima utupe do. So hapo ndio si tumefail.
So the solution is,
kama ingekuanga hivyo, hakungekuwa na a lot of using money.
So the solution is everyone that wants to become a leader, use what is within your capacity to push your agenda. then let those people that agree with you help you push the agenda.
Right.
But don't go beyond what you can recover. So just use small amount of money that in fact, you should be able just to use maybe salary, or maybe just 1 million. If it's an MP, just 1 million inaweza kuwa tu salary ya 1 month, or even salary ya 2 months, at least 2 million. So how do you use the 2 million? Even if you have to use the digital platform, only print a few nini. If they're good well wishers who would like to print more for you, they can print. But every leader to avoid a good leader to avoid using so much money to do campaign. Wasi watabuy vision yako, they will share. It will be a season of election. That will be the topic of the day. So vitu tutakuwa discuss ni election.
Exactly.
So itakuwa very easy for you to be able to push an agenda. But hii story ya overuse money, then you come to recover with our money, then projects cannot move. I think that one should end.
Because what I know, if you're a leader and you're preparing to have that seat, there's something called savings, there's something called preparation. So just prepare well for it. We don't owe you anything.
Yes.
Unapologetically, we don't owe you anything.
So true.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Now maybe we can mention two things. How young people behave during election. Which I'll mention one, when young people are being used by politicians to create chaos around during that time of election. I think that's one of the things that our say we're young, one of our make sure it's not happening. They're not being used by politicians to create trouble, right? Because many people have ended up dying, fighting for someone that is looking for something, So I think that's one of the things that should change. Which one do you think should change?
Number one is us as the young people in the country, being used to bring violence. Mostly because now we are going into the core of campaigns. So you find a leader is coming to your area, and there are some people who have been paid, or rather mobilized, to come and disrupt the campaign.
Yes.
Which is wrong. I've been in one and it was not good. Unfortunately, I got hit by a stone.
Sorry about that.
It's not good. The other thing is, as young people, now we have social media, so it's so easy for me to spread false information about a certain leader. It's very simple. Kwanza, if I have a good following and I just put it as a hashtag and I am paid, I'll just pay for the promotion through TikTok. It's easy. If you want your video to go, you just pay for a promotion, na itakuwa itaona na watu wengi. And once people get the information kwa akili yao, that's simple. They just say this person is bad, and the problem is that hatujuangi ukweli. That's the problem. So number one is, let us not be used to incite violence.
True.
We should be spreading peace.
Let's champion peace.
Yes.
All right. So it's something you mentioned, Offset, about leaders who want to or young people sympathizing with people who are part of the problem. And right now they want to thrive with our initiatives. For example, there are leaders who are trying to thrive with the initiative of young people. Like, for example, Nikokadi, they're trying to thrive with it. And because they have become victims of government, because they are not part of the government anymore, and now they want us to sympathize with them. Well, at first they were part of the problem. So us as the young people, we should be able to look at these people and say, guys, you are part of the problem. You're now with us just because you guys disagreed, but you are part of the problem. So those people that were part of the problem of our nation and Gavai Kawaruka, we are not supposed to be on the side. Our stand should remain the same. That we are supporting true leaders. We are supporting leaders who have characters, who have good character. And leaders who carry value. You need to say something about that, because you don't like that habit. You can.
Yes. That kind of a person who focuses more on trends than things that are upcoming. So I really love analyzing things. Na nimeangalia the past elections that we've had as a nation. If we look at the choices that we have made, I will use the most recent one, where we had to sympathize with one person just because they were sidelined from the government. They were not treated very well.
Yeah.
And I was part of the people who really did sympathize with them. Because I was like, why are you doing this to this person?
Yeah.
This person was with you during campaigns. This person has stood with you. You've been okay the last time. Then all of a sudden, you don't need this person anymore. Yani, as a person, yani you feel the betrayal.
Yeah.
That the person was feeling by then. But look at the decision that we are making as Kenyans.
Yeah.
Look at us. Where are we now? If you are at a better position, but if you feel that you're not at a better position as a citizen under the current regime, just know that it's time for change.
Yeah.
You need to think twice and look at the leader that you want to have in the next coming years. But let me tell you one thing. Let me go back to what you said about leaders giving us money.
Yes.
There's one thing. I will come as a leader and give you 1,000 bob.
Yeah.
But let me tell you mine. You see those 5 years that I will be there kwa hiyo kiti, we will see whether that 1,000 bob will help you. That 1,000 bob won't take you for 5 years. I think we should be thinking about these things. Ninafurahia nimepewa 1,000 bob, but after 1 month naanza kuteta, oh, I can't buy this, you can't buy that. But ulifurahia ulipewa 1,000 bob ukeka huyo leader up. So it's very key for us to check the patterns of this person, get to know the story of this person. Has he been involved in things that are just weird outside here? That is key. Because I will come with a very good idea, and let me tell you, our leaders and even those who are coming, the ones that we might elect in the next coming elections, they know what we want.
Yeah.
They know that we need food prices zishuke. They know that we need to have better agriculture.
Yeah.
They know that we need better education. They know that we need better housing. They know that we need all these things. They know that we are struggling. Yes. Trust me, they know. And that is what they will come to tell us. They will come to tell us, oh, mafuta itashuka. You know, when oil goes down, all the other things will be at a better buying power, shall I say. But they will give us what we want to hear. But what do you want to hear from your leader? What do you want to hear from them? And having such a mindset and such a way of seeing things will really help us in the coming election. Yeah, and let us not be that kind of person who chooses people just because they're from our community.
Yeah.
That is crazy. We need to change that. Though what says it that, or should I say rumor, that it's better to have a tribal issue than a change of a mindset issue. Wanasema kama ni a change of a mindset issue, tutachagua mtu mwenye ako na everything good, alafu akifika hapo itakuwa ngumu kumtoa. Alafu wanasema mtu mwenye ako tribal, like tukichoose mtu just because we were from our community, it is easier to remove that person. I don't know how that true is, but how can we know until we try? So let us not be our to choose mtu from our tribe. Otherwise you're going to be affected. And as a quote from your tribe, not hana the values, hana the know-how of what is supposed to happen. That person cannot even represent you before other presidents. Actually, that is one thing you usually check. Can you represent us? If there is a conference, can you stand up and talk about Kenya? Can you stand up and talk about Nairobi? Can you stand up and talk about your people and fight for them and speak of the things that they need with boldness? Can you stand up and tell these people, no, we will not need your services in our country. We're just going to use our people. No, those are the things. Those are the things. Are you creative as a leader? Can you just empower the young people, set up an industry? We have farmers in our country. We have people who are selling apples in our country. Can we make our own apple juice? I know we're already making one, but can we have more of such things? Can we empower the farmers who have chicken? Should I call them poultry farmers?
Yes.
Because why are we importing eggs? Why?
Manze.
We should empower these farmers so that eggs zenye wanapata from their hands, they sell them. Fine, hata wapewe tenders. It's okay. That is empowering our own people. We have, guys, let me breathe in.
Gen Zs are tired.
Yes, those are the things that should be happening. That is the only way. Are we building roads?
Man.
Kuna watu wameenda shule. Mtu amesoma degree engineering, civil engineering, amefanya masters, amefanya PhD, just for us to go and get someone from another country ndo akuja tujenge barabara. Does that make sense?
Doesn't make sense.
Have they seen the government of China getting people from other places to come and do development in their country? No, they do it by themselves.
Yeah.
So that is what you're supposed to be doing as a nation. Otherwise, brain drain will continue. People will continue going outside our country, and will always will go low when it comes to development.
Very true.
Yes, so why we should stop importing things that are not making sense. Let us import value, and let us stop selling value. Yes, that is all I can say. Poleni sana. Stikangi mkali.
A Gen Z had to speak out. So from the speech of Kimberly, you can tell that young people are really in need of change, and they are willing to do the change. So currently, let's make sure we are tuko kadi sisi wote, so that we can be able to create the change that we want to start to bring. So our change will start by us knowing the identity of true leadership, having the right mindset, and having the knowledge of good leaders, so that we can be able to pick them from among people, and as well as make it a culture of true leadership. So that is my parting shot. My name is Samuel. You can do your parting shot.
Parting shot is go take your voter's card, and do not feel low just because unajua in the past tumekuwa tuko na kadi but kura zinaibiwa and such. Let us not have such a mindset. Just go and vote. Don't be worried about what comes later. Anyway, pia tunaweza kaa tuchunge kura. That is something that happens. Yes, so have a good one, guys. Tukutane kwa comments. Follow for more.
Yeah.